is a victory for the grassroots. Tonight is a victory for courageous conservatives across Iowa and all across this great nation.
That from late last night, Ted Cruz claiming victory there. And look at this, voter turnout, a big key in this race. More than 180,000 showed up for the Republican caucus. That's up from about 122,000 4 years ago. That's about a 49% increase. I mean, that's extraordinary. Reince Priebus, chairman of the Republican National Committee, with me now live back at his place in Washington, D.C. And Reince, good morning to you. Did you portend, did you see the turnout go the way it went last night?
Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about it last night with Bret Baier and Megyn Kelly. We did think turnout was underestimated by most of the news sources.
Did you put a number on it, though? Did you say it would be greater than 180,000?
We thought it would be we thought it would be above 150,000. So 150 was the original mark that we started with, and we thought it would be higher than that, and obviously it was. So we were fairly accurate with the number, but it was a big night. And the other thing that was a big night was the enthusiasm gap between the Republicans and the Democrats, and that was very clear. It's been clear the whole election cycle that we have a lot of drama and some intrigue right now in our party, but it has the whole country electrified. The other big thing, Bill, was, look, Ted Cruz, first Hispanic out of Iowa from a major political party. Marco Rubio, 2 out of our top 3 Hispanic. You know, where is the media on this, right? I mean, this is a big deal, and so I think it was a big night for our party for a lot of reasons. Obviously, it's a long haul, so it's one state, and I think everyone understands that, you know, delegates are going to choose the nominee, and we're off to the races.
Yeah, got it. Now, listen, just come back to this voter turnout for a moment here, because I know what the party line is about enthusiasm and what that portends. Do you, or can you say, based on history, when you get a record turnout like you saw last night, does that carry through 9 months from now in November during a general election?
You know, obviously it's hard to predict the future, but I think if you look at history and you look at 8 years of an incumbent president from one particular party, you do get sort of a lackluster feeling on the ground from that party that's been in power for a long time. We went through it in 2008. Obviously, the Democrats went through it in 99 and 2000. So clearly, the history would show that we have a natural advantage going into an open race here in 2016. I think it's going to continue. Yeah, I don't think people are excited about Hillary Clinton or you know, a socialist from Vermont.
Well, you do have an open race in a very significant way. You had a dozen as of last night, so I mean, obviously the attention would gravitate toward you.
We do.
Would you admit that you think it's going to be a long race for the Democrats? You can explain that. Will you admit that this will be a long race for Republicans also?
Well, it's yet to be seen, Bill, but what I think is clear is that it's very possible that the Democrats are going to be even more unclear on their side by the time we get to April than we are. And who would have guessed that 6 months ago? That just kind of goes to show you the weakness of Hillary Clinton. I mean, the fact that a First Lady, Secretary of State, Senator can't put down a gadfly from Vermont, it's a total disaster for Hillary Clinton.
But as you know, it's early, though. It's early, though. So address this. Iowa's behind you. Sanders could win New Hampshire. But what happens after that? And you know what conventional wisdom says? She'll do well in South Carolina and perhaps other places, other states after that. And then it's a whole different ballgame, right?
Right. I mean, at some point here, people are going to start looking at delegate counts. I mean, after March 1st, when 16 states go or so, you're not going to sit around and say, what happened in Mississippi? What about Tennessee? You're going to say, what's the delegate count? And once that conversation starts, things start slowing down. And it could slow down on both sides.
You're going to go to New Hampshire next. What is the expectation when you come out of Iowa, when you have a national story, and the eyes of the country are on you, and now you move to the next contest? As chairman of the party, what can you say right now is your expectation for this contest on the Republican side?
I think that the enthusiasm is going to continue. I think there'll be a record turnout in New Hampshire. And I think it's all good for our party, Bill, because, number one, you have all these candidates pushing on the ground. We're collecting all the data on all of these voters, which we're going to have for the general election. And the Republican National Committee is going to be more ready than ever before to win an open race for a national vote. And we've been working on this for 4 years now to make sure that we're in a much better place than we were in 2012. And so all of this is good for our party. I think it's going to continue. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And it may take a little while, but obviously I think it's ultimately good for our chances to save our country.
On that point, Democrats they've been whooping you when it comes to this technology and voter outreach. Now, you know, based on the software and the technology of today, can you say today, Reince, that Republicans have caught Democrats on that effort? Yes or no?
Yes, I know we have. And in fact, I mean, you can look at the DNC right now. I mean, they're practically bankrupt. We're twice as big as they are. We've outraised them by 2. We've been doing it for years, and we've been focusing in on the mechanics, a lot of the boring stuff, the ground game, the data, the user interfaces, the targeting. That's what we do at the RNC, and whoever wins this race is going to get that, and we're going to work together to make sure that we're a heck of a lot better than them and win in November.
Okay. The boring stuff matters, as you know. Reince Priebus,
it does matter.
Thank you for your time the morning after Iowa. We'll see you down the road in New Hampshire, okay?
You bet.
Thanks, Martha.